A very good evening. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. It is the 5th of September 2021, exactly 8 p.m. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. With Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language. We'll take a look at our top stories of the day. In UBC News Tonight, many fear dead as incomplete building collapses in Kampala. In more stories to come, Harrier and lorry crash into each other. Luengo residents organize night security patrols. And in our sports, Uganda ready to face Mali on Monday. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. In our top stories of the day, a building has collapsed in Kampala along Kafumbi-Mukasa Road, leaving a number of people dead and several others injured. According to eyewitnesses, the four-story building was still under construction and it collapsed on both workers, passers-by and vendors.
People operating along Kafumbi-Mukasa Road in Kampala are in shock after a building that was under construction collapsed during a downpour Sunday afternoon. Eyewitnesses have pointed a finger at the speed at which the building was being raised and that the heavy downpour just fueled the collapse.
Abazimbe ebizimbe babizimbe mpola mpola sikupakuka mukuzi speed yereta lose eyo n'akabenje
kiguddemu wano makyamyaliro ngena okusinziira ku bikozesebwa ebirabika nti si bya mulembe kirabika bebikiwaliriza okubeera nga kigwamu. Tuyambiddwa abakolera wano okubeera nti lunaku lwa Sande kuba nolikwata Kafumbi-Mukasa akwata nnyo jjamu naye olw'okubeera nti lunaku lwadde lwa Sande abantu abaddewo basaamusaamu tetunnategeera abantu bafiidde mu kizimbe kubanga abadde mu kkubo nga batambula.
Eyewitnesses said they have so far seen 5 bodies being pulled out of the rubble by police, Red Cross and volunteers, though it is believed that others are still trapped under the debris.
Kikwatudde emmotoka gye ziri wansi naye ffe tubadde tuli wano tugenze hange enfufu efumuka ng'ekintu kivuga nga kigwa tugenze okulingiriza ng'ekizimbe kigudde. Waliwo wansi ababadde batundirawo ebintu awo ku mabaati wansi abateekawo abakyala ebintu, waliwo ababoodaboda, waliwo emmotoka zino eza space ezibadde pick-up ezibadde zisimbawo, ezo zonna bazinyigiddewo.
Abantu bakisenyi be basobodde okubeera nga bakola omulimu ogwo okubanga bajjayo abantu abamu nga babajjayo abamu nga basigalayo bwe batyo naye ng'era
unscrupulous people disguising as rescue team took advantage of the situation and started looting property. Uganda Red Cross Emergency Response Team has been deployed to support in any evacuations. The building in Kisenyi near the bus terminal was at 4th floor at the time it collapsed. Adiana Kuti and Kenneth Tanava, UBC.
Well, the rescue is still going on, and UBC TV will still keep you updated on the number of those that will have survived. So sorry about those that we've lost in that accident. Now, again about bad news, 2 vehicles had a head-on collision yesterday night at Busukuma Sub-County near Namlonge in Wakiso District. The driver of Harrier car registration number UBH 506T collided with a truck of sand with registration number UBH 955A, and both vehicles are said to have been on high speed from opposite directions and knocked each other at Busukuma near the CCTV cameras. The driver of the Harrier was badly injured and was rushed to Namlonge Medical Center for first aid and was later transferred to Mengo Hospital. This happened while the driver of the truck and 2 others were in took-off when police arrived at the scene.
No, not there, here. Yeah, one. All 15, huh?
This car was from the other side, and then the other one was this side, but maybe this one was running so speed, and the driver of this one was maybe drunk.
Was he found alive?
Yeah, he was found alive, but he was bleeding from nose, ears, and maybe his leg was not stable. It's taken there, Namlonge Trading Center. I don't know the hospital, but there. It's called Sukuma Gombolai.
We pray that the driver of the Harrier is saved and gets to be okay. In more stories, residents of Donga and Nakatete village in Wengo district have asked government to conduct prompt, independent and thorough investigations into massacre, sub-region killings. This comes at a time when brutal panga-wielding thugs have killed and injured a number of residents in the area. Details from Haruna.
Residents of Rengo, Bukomansimbi and Masaka district are traumatized by machete-wielding thugs who have been causing havoc in the area. Drunga and Nakatete villages of Rengo district are some of the areas holding the dirty end of the district.
Patemu tetumanyi kigendererwa kyabwe olw'ensonga balumba family ezitalina kye zirina wadde nga tebalina kyakulya tebalina kyakunywa nayo nyine ne basula okusinza ne family eno we tuli. Kisuubira nti omuntu yandibadde ayagala nusu mutwalo gumu yandibadde asobola okulumba abantu bano.
Omusajja w'amaanyi gwe bayiikiriza n'akwata oluggi baagala bayingire tayagala bayingire. Baakuba eno ne bakuba eno oluggi ne balukuulamu ne balumusuulako ne bamukuba. Yabula katono okufa. Ne bajje waffe bali mu ttawuni. Enduulu ffe ng'egye omusajja yayimira ssaaba mita ssane n'atugamba bannange ababbi baabo. Ne ngamba abantu bange baneemufulume wabweru.
Ndakakawa Janet and Sentongo Edward, residents of Kiseka sub-county, keep on holding tears as they describe the manner in which their loved ones were bumped off.
Nenziruka emisindo genda okutuuka ewa kitaawe w'omwana ono. Nasanga kitaawe nga baamukubye, baamusise omukululiro nga munene okumwebasa ku kitooke nga wali. Era twakuba emiranga egy'enjawulo era egy'ekitalo.
Genzeko mu ttawuni. Agenda okukera ku makya nga banga nti nno muganda we bakoze eki bamutemye ebijambiya. Tugendayo ne ŋŋendayo kawungeezi walidewo kawungeezi nga batugamba nti afudde omugenzi.
Nakakawa is now appealing for support since her husband left her with 8 family members to support.
Ekyamazima amatuufu sitina we tuli mu muzigo nga we mutulaba. Agenze nga talinako yadde kibanja nti kye kino ekigenda okuyamba abaana. Bwe tutyo bwe tuyimiridde mu kaseera kano era obuzibu bwe nnafunyeemu nga bbawa nga amaze okufa. Mutuufu siri bulungi era okuva lwe yafasitereranga n'okutuusa kati.
The attackers ambushed the villages between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m., swinging pangas whoever they found in the village.
Kumaanya ag'enjawulo. Takyetaaga n'okwata omuntu ng'omanyi nti nkuba enduulu omundu agenda kujja. Noyinza okukuba enduulu nti nkutta ono ng'ate bo bajja na mundu oba oli awo. Kale ebituleetera olumu okutya twekuuma naye tulina okutya okw'enjawulo.
In an effort to put an end to killings in Kiseka sub-county Rengo district, locals have organized joint night foot patrols which have led to mild sanity in the area.
When there is a case, They come, and after being called, when you call them, they come and they investigate.
Do you have
at least one policeman with a gun, because these people will get threatened.
The chairpersons in Dunga and Nakatete village have issued several security directives to all residents in Nanifo to address the escalating criminality.
As far as security is concerned, we stopped them from moving during night time. Yeah, just to observe curfew regulations.
Kisinga mpuliziganya kubanga yo mutemu ajjewo nga yetegese naye wajjewa nga yetegese nsobola okubira omulala nenkubira defense nenkubira vice n'omulala yenna.
Police and other security organs are closely monitoring the situation in Greater Masaka, including Rengo district, to ensure no repeat of murders. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC.
Thank you, Haruna Mutesasira. We hope that the Lord strengthens those that have lost their loved ones in Greater Masaka. Now, goons armed with pangas were seen on CCTV attempting to break into residential areas in Nansana on Friday night. This has in a way tensed up residents who fear to be attacked by such goons, as has been the situation in Greater Masaka. Details follow.
Friday night, residents of Kiwazon, Nawelu North 2 were attacked by the machete-wielding robbers, according to these images captured by the premise CCTV cameras. Anxiety and contradiction interjected with fear has now become part of the area's conversation.
So anything could happen. Maybe rokwa nabadentula ngabagala basokere kunze. Yes, our camera oyakabide abala ne bazuka fena ne tuwa wamuka ne bategera nka tuzukse.
Nawelu North 2 cell leadership, led by the local council chairperson, Kabuye Charles, is among those who have closely monitored the situation at the premises since the break-in.
This scenario, they come with pangas and what have you to attack the people, but they don't enter. We normally resist. My people have their security. As I have told you, they have the cameras, they are alert, and what have you.
So far, local leaders, together with the tenants, can confidently confirm that there is unknown robbers in the area with the same history of thuggery.
This is not the first time, but has been there, and I don't relate this issue to the Gambia issue. This is a normal thieves of the area.
Also taking advantage of what is happening in Masaka, because everybody is watching and listening to what is happening in Masaka. And like I said, it had happened even earlier on, where people with criminal minds started writing leaflets and say, you must give me 1 million shillings, you put it at this point, or else we shall come for you, in that Greater Masaka region. So similarly, people take advantage of this, but
however, gaps in the curfew enforcement are partly blamed for such incidents.
Because they told everybody to be inside. Police and other agencies to do their work. But we don't see them. We don't see them. That's our outcry. I beg and I cry for them to come down and enforce the security.
Abdul Nasser Lubwama for UBC News.
Moving on from that, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, has directed Wakiso District internal security officers to carry out thorough investigations into a land wrangle in Chibujo and Kagoma. Now, Nabakoba, who convened a crisis meeting, told that the contested land belongs to more than 2 landlords who at the end of the day cannot confirm ownership claim. Onyango has more details on this story.
Wakiso district is one of the hotspots of land evictions in the country, but more so in the last 10 years. At these 2 villages of Kabujo and Kagoma in Wakiso district, over 600 residents are facing forceful eviction.
Akati ekibanje bakisalako eri jempero obusuulu biri mu ttaka li. Naye nagenze kulaba ne survey wa John Kera ate kintutteko.
tuli bubi nakati bayitamu era baagala otwala ebibanja by'abantu baffe era bataddemu baagala oteekamu obuyinja naye tubadde tetufunanga kuyambibwanga kuno
naye batubyeko sengenge nga tine sente tebalinayo n'emu gye batuwadde.
The contested land is on Block 49, Plot 165.
Ayisa nalina ika 3 namba ez'emmwanyi n'ebitooke era yajja buli nnaku nga ndeetera patrol abapoliisi be bajja patrol nejja n'enjigga era olwasembayo nankwata nansiba ekakiri.
In a meeting convened by the Lands Minister Judith Nabakova in the area, tenants reported that they are not only facing evictions but fearful of their lives.
Kade sentemeyo namala ennaku 3 naye nga nfa nafuna obulwadde kimanyi era bwe bugenda n'okuvaamu okunzita yali akola emirimu sijakola mbeerawo buli kimu ntunula abaana be banyokanga obubwa sirina kino sirina kiri.
It is alleged that one Hussein Mare and Aisha Kayongo are among those claiming ownership of the land, though initial credentials indicates that Nalinya Narumansi is the genuine landlord.
Ettaka lino likayirwa abantu babiri Nalinya ne Hussein Mare. Nefe tumanyi mutuufu ani nanyini ettaka.
Nalinya yajawo n'asomera ekiwandiiko mu lujjudde wano n'agamba tatundanga ttaka. Ettaka baali mubbako buki bubbi.
Tulina okutunuulira etteeka lya ttaka ligamba litya ku ow'ekibanja ne landlord nanyini.
We need to deeply investigate it. Good enough, I wrote to the Inspector General of Police directing him to investigate the fraud which is being talked about, but also other crimes that could have been committed during the course of the different interventions into this matter.
As many of the occupants of the contested land are Bibanja holders, Nabakova notes that though the current land laws needs to be strengthened, but still gives them protection under bona fide and legal occupancy.
Because now what we are looking at is protecting the tenants. The tenants need to know the genuine landlords to enable them pay usuru. If they don't know the genuine landlords, then they will end up being chased every other day. But even I've told them that they should guard their vibanja jealously, especially those who fall under the category of bona fide and lawful. The law is very clear. Willing buyer, willing seller. People are not supposed to be forced to give away their vibanja. It has to be through a process of negotiation, dialoguing, to enable them maybe say that probably you can cut off.
The minister's interventions left some residents relieved. Robert Onyango, UBC.
Now, the Director NRM Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, has asked NRM cadres not to front money in whatever they do, but rather serve the party with zeal. Rosemary Seninde made the remarks at the launch of the Voluntary Act Association that is going to restore the lost glory of NRM members.
National Resistance Movement Voluntary Act members have vowed to restore the lost glory of NRM cadres, claiming they have not benefited from the party. At the launch of the Voluntary Act Association, the Director NRM Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, asked members to serve the party without expecting much.
So how do you blame the president? How do you blame the party because it has not recognized you as an individual out of the 15 or how many million people? Out of the 5 million, it may be a bit difficult. But once the NRM government implements the manifesto of NRM party, the NRM party, I think then we shall be actually appreciating all the Ugandans that have given us votes.
On the issue of political brokers promising NRM cadres to meet the president and some top party members, Rosemary Seninde asked them to be vigilant when dealing with such persons.
I want to appeal to our people. If you are supporting NRM, support it with all your heart. It's not about the brokers who are going to promise you heaven and earth, and at the end of the day, you don't get what they promise, and then you get angry with the NRM party. Yet it is not the party that could have promised, it is an individual. So I'm calling upon people to appreciate what the government does for us, because I think it is the only way we can be happy once we get involved in all the programs that the government brings on board.
She asked NRM cadres to embrace government programs and keep the spirit of the party high whenever they go. Robert Ntende, an advisor of the Voluntary Association NRM Wing, said the Voluntary Act is to revamp the lost glory and will mobilize sensitize people about the NRM party.
And we are informing the youth, the old persons, to come on board and utilize the good services of NRM and of also the government that has put in place. For instance, today we have the Myoga. We want our party members to participate fully in the Myoga program. We want our party members to participate fully in the COVID vaccination. We want our party members to participate fully in the livelihood programs and also the youth programs and the women programs, so that they can enjoy that money that is out there. That is the purpose, because most of them, they don't know.
Members of the Voluntary Act Association recognized the contribution of Lutu and Chizito for serving the NRM party fully. Sudat Kaye, UBC.
Well, UBC News Tonight will take a short commercial break and we'll be back with business stories.
My home, I smile when I think of you, Uganda. My home. My home, I dance when I look down. My home, oh my Uganda.
I know with you I'll always stay forever. I know, because I feel that we belong together. My home, under the sun so bright, under the moon at night, on my heart, mommy. Oh, my Uganda.
Hey, mama.
My Uganda.
Oh,
my Uganda.
oh,
My Uganda. My Uganda. Nigokone. My Uganda. Amari alemira. My Uganda.
nyowe nikugonza.
My Uganda.
Amina ngojo, Amina ngojo.
At MTN, we look forward to starting another exciting journey together to grow our home, Uganda.
Hey there, are you interested in doing a course in the computing field? Well, we have you covered. Mara, University of Science and Technology, under the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, offers undergraduate programs in Bachelor of Information Technology, Bachelor of Computer Science, and Bachelor of Science and Software Engineering. Master's programs in Information Systems, Health Information Technology, and Business Informatics. Postgraduate diplomas in Information Systems, Health Information Technology, and Business Informatics. We also offer a PhD in Computing by Research. For more information, reach us on the contact details below or visit our website fci.mas.ac.ug. For applications, visit our online platform and apply now.
Kijja kuggwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Five times the winning, yeah. 5 times the happiness, yeah. 5 times the luckiness, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5. 5 times the money, yeah. 5 times the shopping, yeah. 5 times the prizes, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Win!
100,000 Uganda shillings weekly in the 5 for 5 jackpot. Simply download the Center mobile app. Click Center on the go to open your account online. Transact 5 times or more using Center Mobile, Center Visa, and Center Agent to stand a chance to win. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. So, participate in the 5 for 5 jackpot and win millions in daily and weekly prizes. The 5 for 5 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank. Our bank, Centenary Bank, is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Uganda, today is a great day to work towards your dreams. Dial *185*7# and select savings to save as low as 500 Ugandan shillings on regular savings or 250,000 Ugandan shillings for fixed deposits. Airtel Money Super Saver is powered by KCB Bank Uganda. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless. T's and C's apply.
It's still UBC News tonight, and our business stories. Over 30,000 people allegedly living on Uganda Railway land are in fear of eviction. They made the remarks while meeting their legislators and asking government to look into the issue of compensation, but vowed to defend the land they have occupied for ages. Now, there have been an ultimatum to vacate the land by 30th of September.
Persons living along the railway line are worried of an eviction notice that they leave the land as the facility is being revamped. Those living in Weogerere, Chireka, Banda, Nakawa, Chireku, Namanve, among others, however, argue that they are not ready to move an inch because they have nowhere else to go. Leaders and residents say they are not against development, but there is need for government to give them time and show them where to go.
Abantu bano bo tebawakanya nkulakulana tebawakanya bya railway na chi tebabinaako buzibu naye bagamba nti kakati mutulagawo okulaga mutuwaawo okulaga tuli bannansi wano tulinawo ka interest tuze tusasula omusolo tulagewa.
Some of the leaders allege they have never received an official communication of displacing the alleged encroachers on railway land. They urge the managing director, Uganda Railway, to consider them in decision-making and also follow the COVID-19 guidelines on land evictions.
Naye ebaluwa bwe bateze mu ofisi yange nga teriko na mutieno ya meya nze mbabitwalanga ebibaluwa bikiro kikola ki kitwala omunaku n'olwekyo abaaleerwe nga mundaba wano gwe managing director Sebo ne banno nze sinnafuna kumanyisibwa wano mu Nakawa.
Residents also allege they are in fear because of the letters issued to them to vacate the land, yet they are bona fide occupants that must be compensated. Namboze Jalia, a resident of Chireku village, asked leaders to intervene into the matter because Uganda Railway does not have clear documentation of the land.
Babasaba ekyapa bagamba nti tebakirina ate kati essaawa zino nga bagamba nti ekyapa bakifuna mu 93 essaawa eyo ekyapa bakijjeewa. Batuyambe abakulembeze oyo minisita akulira ebya transport ajje ku ground alabe abanaku njagala atuukeko ku railway station enamanve alabe abantu abaliyo alabe n'abantu abalina ebyapa byabwe.
Some residents say they have nowhere to go and government must come up and of settling them. They vowed to fight up to the last end.
Sebo wekitiibwa ntimanyi ondaba nze bampita bazirwana akiramu abantu ntwala abantu abasukka mitwalo 3 olwaleero Ministry of Works and Transport we bavayo ne bagamba nti batutwala tugenda kuddawa era olunaku lwe bagenda okujja bagenda kututta bannanga olw'ensonga tetulina wakudda. So
residents, however, are not against development and are asking for the president's intervention. Sudat Kaye, UBC.
The threat of Guinea's President Alpha Conde's unclear after an unverified video showed him surrounded by soldiers who said they have seized power. Now they appeared on national television claiming to have dissolved the government. However, the Defense Ministry said the attempted takeover had been thwarted by the presidential guard. This follows hours of heavy gunfire near the presidential palace in the capital, Conakry. The West African country of Guinea is rich in natural resources, but years of unrest and mismanagement mean it is one of the world's poorest countries. The TV address featured 9 unnamed soldiers, several draped in the red, gold and green national flag, who said they have taken over because of rampant corruption, mismanagement and poverty. Calling themselves the National Committee for Reconciliation and Development, they said the constitution has been dissolved and that there would be consultations to create a new, more inclusive one. Now, numerous reports say the coup was led by an elite unit headed by a former French legionnaire, Lieutenant Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya. You're still watching UBC News 9. In our sports stories, Uganda's national soccer team, the Cranes, had gone through final paces before the 2022 World Cup qualifier date with Mali. Now, the two nations face off on Monday, which happens to be tomorrow, in their second games of Group E that also has Kenya and Rwanda.
After a 1-1 draw away to Kenya last Thursday, Uganda Cranes are ready to play Mali in the second game of Group E.
For us as the team, we are ready to fight for the nation, to make sure that we're going to manage this game to get the required 3 points.
The Cranes will look to target home advantage at St. Mary's Kitende when they play their illustrious West African opponents, who beat Rwanda in their opening game.
We are having last polishing touches today before tomorrow's performance. People say the way you plant the seed, the way you will harvest the fruits. In a way, we believe that yesterday's working day and today's day are 2 preparatory days where we have done very well to prepare for the game against Mali, where we need, before getting the result and performance, we need to outwork them, outfight them before outplaying them and outscoring them in a way, looking forward to get the result.
This particular World Cup qualification campaign for African teams is first in 10 groups, whose top 2 teams will enter into a final qualifier. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
It is 32 minutes past 8 p.m. That means that we've come to the end of our first bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalo Mohammed on Sign Language. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way.
Echa COVID-19 kijja kuggwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
6 months ago, okay, accurately 6 months ago, almost, I hosted to you a very special gentleman. This gentleman hailed from Kabale. He had a very oozing personality. He had the charm. He could speak Ruchiga. People were so fascinated.
Na abakura mwena abakiga barampagira nabandi bona abanywanyi banje family yanje nabarawurira Ruchiga runyankore mwena nabakura muzina rya Ruhango. You know, when you are doing art, we knew that art as oil on canvas or painting, sketching with the pen, but now art has moved a step forward. It has moved in the digital world. I'm very honored and to be associated with Crossroads Multimedia.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Chilling. I'm too excited to be back on your silver screen. My name is Drago more than ever. Now, 6 months ago, accurately 6 months ago, almost, I hosted this gentleman hailed from Kabale. He had a very oozing personality. He had the charm. He could speak Ruchiga. People were so fascinated. And you requested me to have him back again on the program, of which I did hesitate. And so tonight, I'm ready to introduce to you the man himself, Abdul Aziz from Kabale. You know that man who talked about Samona and, toning his skin. Is right in the building, so stick around to find out more. What we discuss about this time, will it be still about the same we did the other time, which was a bit boring, or it's a totally different thing? So don't go anywhere and don't touch that dial. My name is Drago and welcome to Chilling, the best of the good life. Please stay with us.
Hi everyone, my name is Mino Abdulaziz, aka known as Chakabari. Most people know me as like that. I was born in Kabare, raised there, studied from the schools, Kabare Demonstration School. I went to Ndorwa Primary School, then later proceeded to Rushoroza, mostly known as Marcos and Mary's College, Rushoroza. I did my HSC there and O-level. After that, I proceeded and went to Kenya. I did my higher education in illustration and animation. I went there for some like two years. Then I came back and went back home to Kabale. I stayed there for some time and I worked with Club Earthquake. Most people know me there, and later Pine Health Club, then Horizon FC, and I was a sort of a manager of the club. And people who know it know that it prospered a bit. Then from there I joined Kavari Tax Park. Later I came in and joined Crossroads Multimedia. It was an honor for those guys because I increased my experience from there in animation, digital world and digital drawing. Then later I joined the Mixer Kids under David Mushabe. It's where I'm working now, and I'm an illustrator there, and I'm a creative director, and we have a platform we're working on mixerkids.com, and it's a platform for kids. I'm a father of three beautiful girls, Fatuma, Ashmat. I'm also a practicing illustrator, designer, and animator. Mostly people know me as Chakabari, and I appreciate most people understand the way things are moving with me, and they really appreciated what I was doing to educate and to show the people that not every colored person is from abroad or from India or from Pakistan or Arabia or somewhere, to show that there is also part of Ugandans that look like me, and we uphold and we are proud to be Ugandans as well, and to contribute to the national cake and maybe pay taxes and what here and there. And I'm great. Some people really appreciated us, and the things are moving on well. Today I think we'll talk most about my work, my field of work, and what is going on in the world of art.
Mr. Mino Abdul Aziz, I'm glad to say that we are very delighted to have you back on the program because the first time was amazing. The recipient I got, the reception, people were actually rooting out for the kind of stories you shared. The YouTube account for the show is somehow linked to my mobile phone. So every time that a comment would pop in, I would get a pop-up. And people would talk about different things and how they loved your personality. And specifically, your Chichiga language. They couldn't believe that you would speak Luchiga. Very fluent. So what would you want to, first of all, talk to your Bachiga people if you want to greet them?
Yes, na abakura mwena, abachiga barampagira, n'abandi bona abanywani banje, family yanje, n'abarawurira urukiga runyankore mwena, n'abakura mu zina rya Ruhango.
How was it like for you? Did you get any feedback? Did you get any reception?
Yes, please, because now I'm very honored from you and UBC to have hosted me and hosted me back again. It is very interesting to see that I got feedback from as far as Gulu and somewhere. Wow. And to see that there are some people who are having the same challenges, people of my kind. They're having the same challenges, but they are quiet. They don't know how to air it out, but I did something and talked about it. Yes. And they are really talking about it. They are appreciating. And by the way, I got even people from, they call the Badamas, who are, I would say, who are having kids there. They would come in my inbox and tell me that they are having kids, they are coming back here, so they want to find the ground to be clear, the ones who have intermarried with Wazungu and what. So they appreciate what I was doing, they appreciated the UBC. And another thing, there's a guy, I don't know his name or his account, I found in my inbox. There's a guy who's in TikTok, so he was recording some of the...
Ooh, we are trending on TikTok. Yes, tell me about that.
So he's moving the videos, the interviews we are doing. Wow. On the other hand, I'm glad that he's sending the message that I was trying to send, though people are liking it, because I was getting those feedbacks on my inbox, yes. Be it Facebook or my WhatsApp number. So I'm glad I made the show with you guys. I'm very appreciative.
Mr. Abdul, the first time we met, you shared also a story to do with your family. You have a very awesome... How are they doing?
They're really fine. They're really okay, as you've said. I find them very amazing and very beautiful, very well-behaved girls, down to earth. They are the reason I'm living for. That's what I always tell them. And there are 3 girls, Fatuma, Nasima and Ashmat. They are doing really fine.
What can you tell them?
Keep on moving, my girls. Yes. And keep on fighting. The future is bright.
He's a great father, guys. He's a great father. And now, also the very first time we met, I was a bit mean with you. Because we have a little bit of some riddles with time and we couldn't manage time. We didn't talk about your other career or your profession. So you are a modern artist, designer. You do some illustration. Tell me more about this.
Yes, you know, let's talk a bit of art, a brief about art. You know, when you are doing art, we knew that art has oil on canvas, or painting, sketching with a pen, but now art has moved a step forward. It has moved in the digital world. I'm very honored and to be associated with Crossroads Multimedia. Those are the people I started my digital journey with them. They are really patient with me. This is where I first used my first tablet. This is a digital thing, like a gadget you put beside your laptop. Yes. Then you draw on it. It transfers the information on your computer. So that's where I first saw my first tablet and did my first practice. And it's where I really was equipped because I knew some bit of animation and drawing and what. So they made my experience to be more fun and more more tough, more, I could say tough because it's really beneficial. So from that, I moved, I started using YouTube because now when you go to universities around, you can never find where you can get, like when you are doing illustrations, it's only about watercolors, the oils, and you'll never find where they will teach you the digital part of it. So most of us who are doing it are self-taught artists. I'm also a self-taught digital illustrator. So I have some people who have really backed my journey, and the people, they're so amazing that some people would believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's why I call them. There's a person like David Masanso, the owner of Crossroads Multimedia. He really believed much in me than more I believed in myself. So he encouraged me to do more of digital art, and I did it. So I came and met, and through that journey, I moved ahead and met some awesome guy, a very patient, humble person called Mr. David Mushabe. He introduced me to Mixer Kids. This is the digital platform for kids. They write stories, we illustrate them, then we put them up. And he also believed in me more than I believed in myself. He's very patient with me because the art world is very slow. If you are not a very patient,
is this how you know Kwezira? Because you're all in the same field. You know I've ever hosted him before.
Yes, I saw the show. Kwizera is my young brother, I can say, because Kwizera, we are from the same place. I know his family. His father is a family friend, Mr. Batuma, as we know him. Kwizera is like a brother to me.
How did that kind of profession come to fall on your lap?
Art was a passion. I grew up doing art. We are the people from Kigezi. We are natural born. When you see most of the artists around are from Kigezi, Kwizera, Uganzo Bruno, Mark Kasi, Arnold Birungi, Sajabi, Taga Niwagaba. These are famous artists around. All of them are from Kigezi. That shows you that that place produces the Anna Kansimes, produces
the cream de la cream.
Creatives, very good creatives, you see. We have the musician also, the T-Bros, the what. So I grew up being a creative. We are the people who never used to buy. You would maneuver and see that you keep yourself entertained. I remember we would use charcoal. They call it a makara. We would draw on walls, then hell would break out. I remember the books. Whenever they would give you a book, it would always be a fight with the dads and the moms. Do you know those days?
Mr. Mino, I feel like we are just going to get much better into this conversation. It's just going to dig much further. We are here to preserve the juice of this conversation. So you're going to look straight into that camera. Look at Henry and tell our viewers that we're going to be right back. First in Luchiga and then in English. Take it away, my brother.
Yes, we are going to be right back.
Very good. Let's go. Welcome back. We are still chilling here at Katikati Restaurant with the magnificent Mr. Mino Abdul Aziz, who I just found out is an artist. He's also a chef extraordinaire. He's also known busy serving the world through his racial discrimination campaigns that he likes to talk about. He's an ordinary father and he's a magnificent father as well. So, Mr. Abdul Aziz, tell me, where do you find the balance? Where do you really find the balance between this whole artist thing and the chef? And I mean,
okay, the chef, I'm not practicing it, and the more passion is in art and the love of children. As I told you that I'm working with Mixer Kids, Mixer Kids, the kids write stories, and briefly I'm explaining about it. Then we illustrate them, we panobid them, illustrate them, then we put them on the platform for other kids to read. So the most important thing is that we are looking at saying that we tell our own stories, you know, those two folk stories of ours. If you don't tell them, other people will come to talk about them, and they will say them in the wrong way. They will talk them about them in the wrong way. So most of the time is dedicated to the field of art, animation, and that's where my passion is. So I followed more of my passion. Though we sit down, cook a nice meal, and eat whenever I need a nice meal. And about the thing you have said, the campaign, it's not on a big scale. Yes. It is just something that really bothers me, and I feel there are some more who are being affected by it. And I want to at least lay a smooth ground for my kids and my grandchildren when they come. They found that at least I've put there something, or someone who wants to start to build a need can get a platform to move onwards.
Yes. I understand this through research that our art industry is actually a young industry. So when we are addressing issues that are affecting it, we're actually dealing with the toothing problems of a child that is just growing up. Do you feel like it's moving in the right direction?
Yeah,
Do you see any promise?
Yes, I see very promising artists. I see very promising guys. The guys there's some group of boys. They call themselves Elupe. They are doing fantastic comics. That is a digital thing, and it's very interesting that we are moving more from the tradition into modern way of doing things. And when you look at their work, you can really, our work, let me say our work, now you can really compare it with other professionals around the world, and some people see our work and they really go, wow. Eh?
So when it comes to commercialization, do you feel like really art is paying enough? Why should a child go to school and study art, like how you're teaching these children? What are you telling them in the future? Is there any future prospect?
For that is what they will always be those people who sacrifice. At the moment, the payment is not as fertile as the ones in Europe and what, because in Europe and Western world country, you can never employ an artist.
So they shouldn't look at money first?
Yes, they should look at improving their talent and skills. That's what we are doing. We are laying the foundation for them. Because there you can never employ an artist. You cannot afford. A creative you cannot afford. So yes, so what you have to do it on a contract basis. You draw, I give you the money. You draw a book, we make a contract, I draw a book, you give me the money. And it's like the movies, they pay you in advance. A millionaire gives you like money. You work for 2 years knowing that I'm working on this movie. But for now, here is Kagwira. The money we get, the money we use, there's no time. The things take a lot of time. Some other clients want things in a faster way. When you do it in a faster way, the quality is not good. You see, there are those challenges. But we are laying the ground for those youngsters who are coming, so that in future it is a growing process. So in future those guys will come and find when the process is well set, they will move in. Who knows? It can be one of my kids or my grandchildren. So we shouldn't be selfish. There will always be those people to sacrifice.
That's quite positive. You're setting a precedent. Now let's be more practical, Mr. Mino. Like for example, you see this art piece behind us? Yes. You look at it very well. How much time and price would you think this can go for?
Because when I look at this, I see it's more of a photograph. This one was taken. It's not more of a hand. But if I'm to draw it, maybe on a good canvas and very well.
Have you felt the texture? Can you touch the texture? Yes. I felt it some time ago.
This is, I think it is printed on woolen texture. It's a photograph printed on woolen texture.
And then the wooden edges here?
The wooden they would be the frames of the common frames. If I'm to work on it, on a canvas and something, maybe I would go for 2.5, let's say. But now, that is my standard price. But now for the market, for Ugandan market, the best they can give is like 800,000.
What is your identity like? If somebody just lays sight on your work, and how would they first of all describe your work in the first sight? Would be like, this is Mino Abdullah's work.
I've shared some of my work on Facebook. People go crazy about it.
What makes it distinctive? What identifies you as an individual? Your work. What gives it that uniqueness?
The beauty in it, the details that I go for, the tones, the quality that I go for, really the creativity in it, the message it passes, the composition in it, because like there is a cartoon I was making for a story about, it was a story about a computer and his friends. So how do you go, it was a computer, a keyboard and a mouse, they were friends. So how do you come up with those characters? And so that the way to come out with those characters, that is how people identify my work and they really love it. Another thing, there is a ongoing proverb, Ruchiga proverb cartoons I was making on Facebook. You see, I have my friends a lot of Wachiga. So it's about a goat cartoon and a chicken. They always interact and pass out cartoons, a proverb. There's one which was very famous where a cartoon, a goat was complaining, was saying, "Nyowe, izobatiba antwara mchibungo kulia kanyasi. They have not taken me to eat grass." Then the chicken replies, "Man, nokugumisiriza. Man, just be patient like the logs that build the toilet. You know, those logs are very patient. They step on them, they smell from the toilet. So I was relating to the quarantine and the hassles of COVID and what. So it creates, that shows you how the identical people got very excited, the way the Ruchiga in it, the way. So I was looking also forward on building on that. So that is the identity of my work.
What is your greatest wish in life as we wind up?
My greatest wish in life is to see my kids in a better Uganda, where my people like me, where they can move, go to the passport office without extra documentations. At the ID's office, I go anywhere. I be as free as any other Ugandan, and my best wish is to see my kids prosper in education and what, and to see the art world moving on.
What would be your dying legacy? What would be the thing that people will remember you about?
I really love kids. My greatest weakness is kids. When I see kids, even if it's mine, you know, nowadays, the way the world is, I feel like holding them, maybe carrying them, but
kids of any kind, regardless of color,
yes, but you know, mothers of today, they are scared. People have got aggressive. What, you never know.
You know, there's child molestation.
Yes,
like
even the kids when they are girls, which you don't familiar, you feel it, but you say that what would the mother think? So, I think. For the love of kids, and I would want to create a greatest platform which I'm working with Mixer Kids, to see that when kids grow up, they find a better content for them to read, to get to know our tradition, and to find a very good and nice environment to be part of a creative that will contribute for a better Uganda. I want people to come and say, this book, because I have a book on the platform called the Kanyana. Kanyana is a minibus. It's on the platform also. I'm an author. It is...
you are a lot of things.
Yes, Kanyana is a platform. It's on a book on a platform. It's a mini bus at the adventures. The way it was offered to come to Kampala, it brought kids to Kampala who are participating in music and drama. They won. They went back in.
Well, Mr. Abdulaziz, thank you very much. I'm honored to have you again on the show. I hope we shall do this one more time.
I appreciate very much, sir.
Well, thank you guys for being a great audience, and take care and stay put, follow the SOPs and be good. Good evening and bye for now.
Did you know that the feeling of euphoria is one of the most sought after feelings in the world? That warmth, that happiness in your heart that you feel genuinely.
We have senior architects, senior people in our club, and they serve